Setup.
Good morning, everybody. It is physical therapy morning, and that's where we's going. Let's get it. Okay. I had to pause because there's a lot of people up walking this morning in the neighborhood. Again, getting them hours in. I'm going to probably be walking throughout the day in my neighborhood because the weather is going to be like 65. It's going to be beautiful. But yeah, y'all, I've been trying to keep my spirits up, and I've been reading and being in the Word because, again, y'all know what I'm going through. My heart's great. It's just the lower bottom part, and when you're constantly on a cycle, and until my doctors figure out what they're gonna do, I'm very fatigued, y'all. As you can imagine, I'm extremely fatigued, but I'm keeping myself mentally focused and mentally active, if that makes sense. Sometimes when your body can't be physically active like it needs to be, you got to keep your mind mentally active, and then you have to know how to meditate. And I'm starting to delve over into that. And basically, when I say meditate, I am doing. Hold on, y'all. I'm doing stuff like sitting, centering myself, just like you would. Remember in PE and recess, cross your legs Indian style, and lifting my hands over my head and just do deep breathing sessions. Breathe in as much oxygen as you can through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth. I've really started to do that a couple of times a day. Again, it's about wellness, health. And another thing that I'm really going to start doing, which of course I'm learning through my physical therapy classes, is to stretch. We do a lot of stretching exercise warm-ups before and after my physical therapy. And I'm going to tell you, girl, you needs to stretch. I still can't touch my toes. Even though I've lost a lot of belly fat, I still got a lot more belly fat to go. Working on that. But I am stretching. So when I'm at home, I am stretching. So even though I'm still active, I'm just not as active as I have been being because of my situation. Because the more you move and the more active you is, the heavier, y'all know. So I have to constantly be mindful of that. So I have to do different types of exercise. Whereas before, when I wasn't having to worry about this issue and moving in certain positions, because I ain't gonna embarrass myself and create unwanted leakages. And you all women understand this. And like I said, I recognize now, because I guess you never pay any attention to this stuff or focus in or zone in on certain things until you're really, really going through it, or someone or your loved one or someone close to you is going through whatever, and then you begin to peek over into those arenas to see what other people are doing to either cope with it, to gather information about what they had to do, hey. And so now that I've been tapping into a lot of women who are going through either menopause, premenopausal, they're dealing with fibroid, they're dealing with a bunch of stuff. So I have found some comfort of course, I find comfort and peace in God. But the reality is, I not can really do anything about my situation until June, as far as totally eliminating the problem. But at the same time, I have to keep my mental together, my hormones together. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I cussed out the squirrel the other day. Now I didn't use profanity, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Yeah, because I was I could tell, yeah, my little hormones are off. Yeah, and I am very irritable. So I have really truly been keeping to myself, not really even going around my family, because I just don't want to snap, crackle, and pop. It is what it is. So when you recognize your mood is changing, and it's all biological, and so that I don't feed into that, because you still have to speak to yourself to control yourself. And one thing about me, when I recognize I'm in a certain head space, the best thing for me to do is leave folk alone. Not that anybody's doing anything to me, but I don't want to do anything unwarranted to people or family members, because I'm just going through. You just have to deal with it. You're fully almost three times grown woman, and you just have to deal with it. So for us women and families, or male that are spouses, and your significant other, your spouse is going through this fibroidal thing. I don't even know if that's a word, but honey, yeah. Please know that there's a whole lot of hormonal stuff going down, and that's just the facts. It's a biological fact. Yes, we pray, honey. I lay my hands on myself, and I believe God for my healing. Oh yes, I do. But I'm just telling you the reality of the thing. Because see, I'm a realist, and I do pray what I say, but the reality of it is I'm going through this. So, we all have to find coping mechanisms to get through what we have to get through. Isn't that the truth? And I'm just being real about mine. So that's why I haven't been on as much, because, yeah, your girls, yeah. But now, I am going live. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Wow, that came on suddenly. And sneeze. But yeah, y'all, I am gonna go live this evening, which is Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just want to chop it up, and we talk about, because I'm intrigued, and I'm inspired by actually my granddaughter. She shared with me, and no, I won't be sharing with y'all because it's hers to share if she ever wants to. She let me know what her major is going to be for college, and I got so excited. And I had been thinking about this beforehand, before she mentioned it, but it just sort of gave me a little bit of more zeal. If you had an opportunity, because she's changed her major maybe twice as far as what she wanted to pursue. But anyway, my question is, if you had an opportunity to start a career over, what would you do? What would you do? And I may have shared it with you all, my sentiments on that. And if I haven't, I personally, if I had an opportunity to quote unquote start over or do a career change, I think the law is sexy. And what I mean by that is, it is so, it would truly give me everything, I believe, because you have to read, you have to research, you have to dissect, you have to uncover, you have to do comparisons and contrasts, you have to read, what this or that means as it relates to the law. I mean, I am telling you, oh, okay, I always almost forget this road to turn on. But anyway, y'all, I honestly, now you know what? They got an awesome sidewalk track all the way around this hospital. You know what? That wouldn't be a bad thing to do, y'all, too. If you're not comfortable with going to a track or a park, or a lot of hospitals have walking tracks, their sidewalks, around their whole facility. That would be an awesome place to park your car and just start walking. You know what? I might just do that. I'm sitting up here just to get a different scenery, get a different feel. I think I am. I'm going to incorporate that, and that'll be my hours outside. Again, just to get a different scenery when walking. Okay, but anyway, y'all, that's what I want to talk about tonight. So for those of you who want to join the conversation, again, just to encourage people, because there's a lot of people that may want to do whatever and they just are not willing to take that step or leap of faith to do it. So hey, maybe we could spark a conversation and interest in you to do it, to go for it. Some of you all I put it on the community wall and asked some of you, that question, and some of you have already responded. So again, it's just us coming together, having a good old conversation. You never know who's listening in the audience that never speak, never comment, but yet they can be encouraged, and a light can come on. They can have an epiphany. But y'all, for me, if I had an opportunity to do it, I would become a lawyer, or even a judge. I like the law. I do. I like the law in that aspect, to really, because I mean, she can be a pistol, but that Judge Judy, when she breaks, I love the way when people get in her courtroom and they think she's stupid, or they think she doesn't know what she's talking about, but she knows how to ask the right questions, because she knows when they come in there with agenda. She can recognize it because she's been practicing law and as a judge, for so many years. Before she had a TV show, she was in family law. And so she's not just a TV judge. I mean, she actually, of course, practiced, and she's a lawyer, of course, and she's a judge. So I love how she, and I'm like, because of course we all watch it for the dramatics, right? But let me tell you something. This one guy watching this court case, this one guy thought he was trying to be smart, and he was trying to pretend like he wasn't living with his girlfriend, or because he was trying to get out of the fact that he didn't have to really pay, that he did all this really to help her. But what was so awesome about, so it's like she knew the direction he was trying to go with his answers, and baby, she got in there and she started asking questions, like backdoor questions, that led her another way to get to what he was trying to conceal. I said, God Almighty. See, I love that, because people who think they know where you're going, but if you get them totally off, again, because it's about seeking and revealing the truth. And see, that's why, and I'm not comparing Judge Judy to Jesus, but that's what I love about Jesus. See, when you know what a person is thinking, when he would walk up on his disciples and hear them talking, he just, like when he was letting them know that, they thought they was the grandiose, the most, loved disciple. And so they were throwing out all these accolades, and they were discussing who's the first, who's the greatest, and this and that and the other. And Jesus walked up in there and said, listen, those of you who think you first, you're going to be last. And those who think you last will be first. And so, again, that's the thing about the law. Now, we know that there's some laws that only benefit. So, yeah, we know all that. But that's why they say justice is blind. You have to put them blinders on and weigh what? The evidence. And so, whenever she's in that courtroom and she knows and even when you watch court cases and you see these skilled lawyers and they know the correct questions to ask to unlock stuff, it's just like psychiatrists, clinical psychiatrists, and people who go, you may have talked to your loved one or to your husband or whoever, your wife, till you blue in the face trying to get them to explain. But my goodness, you take a skilled psychiatrist or a therapist, because this is what they do now. This is what they went to school for. This is what they train. And that person can come in there, sit down on that couch or wherever, and that therapist can ask the right question. And that person just open and unlock the whole get down. And really, I truly believe that we really solve our own problems, because we know the answer. It's just that somebody had to pull it out, and we had to hear it. That's why God said faith come by hearing, and and hearing by the word of God. So sometimes you have to just hear yourself say it, and you really heal and you solve your own problem because you hear yourself saying the answer. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, y'all know me. I can get off on the gravy train and jaw jack. But anyway, let me go on in here and get my physical therapy on, and then we get on back to the house and start work. Anyway, love you. Please join me tonight. What career change would you make if you had the opportunity to do so? Again, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is January 12th, 2023. Love you. Mean it. Bye.